WWE FAST LANE, the last show before WrestleMania 34 is in the books. SmackDown only pay-per-view. There were some people who were asking me, they were like, hey, how come you never cover the SmackDown pay-per-views? And it's not like I'm purposely avoiding doing reviews for them, but the last couple have not been the best. I've been kind of like, they've been okay, but also at the same time, the nights that I was watching those shows, I was either busy or sick. Tonight for Fastlane, actually, we had a birthday party that I went to, and I got to see the show there. That's why my review's a little bit late, just a couple hours late here. But I'm going to give you my thoughts on Fastlane, which actually, this is supposed to be the last SmackDown-only pay-per-view, because after WrestleMania, they're all going to be dual-branded shows. So, overall, this was a fun show to watch. There was some good wrestling here and there. A few good matches that I thought were a lot of fun. There was some good action in the ring, especially in the main event. And I think they set up a couple of really big angles for WrestleMania. We now have the SmackDown men and women's matches already set in motion. They're already ready to go. And for certain, after the main event, AJ Styles did defeat Kevin Owens, John Cena, Sami Zayn, Baron Corbin, Dolph Ziggler to earn, I guess, his WrestleMania title defense against Shinsuke Nakamura. That happened at the end of the show, so that's going to happen without question at WrestleMania. And then the match that I broke the story right here on the channel 3 months ago, and people doubted me because Asuka was on Raw, and I kept telling them, I was like, nope, she's going to SmackDown, challenge Charlotte. What happened tonight? She went to SmackDown, challenged Charlotte Flair for the WWE SmackDown Women's title at WrestleMania 34. So it's going to be Charlotte and Asuka, AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, when it came to the action on this show, you're probably wondering, okay, should I watch the show? Yes, like I said, it was a good show. It was a fun show. There are some things that I think you should skip, though. I'm going to get right to the nitty-gritty here. First of all, the pre-show match, Ty Dillinger and Tyler Breeze and Fandango against Mojo Rawley, Shelton Benjamin, Chad Gable. Not really worth your time. It was good. It wasn't great. Now, Shinsuke Nakamura against Rusev, I really loved this match. Okay, first of all, like I've said before, Rusev has something. He's definitely super over. The crowd loves him. I think Rusev, there's money in this guy being a babyface. WWE is going through that whole thing where the fans are telling them, look, we like Rusev, and they're just not giving him the push he deserves. And maybe they will after Mania. Maybe they will. He was fantastic here. This was my favorite Nakamura match that I've seen in a long time. This is probably my favorite singles Nakamura match since the one he had with Randy Orton on SmackDown. I love this match. Okay, there were so many reversals. There were some big spots where Nakamura went for the big kick, the Kinshasa. I can never pronounce it right, the Kinshasa, and Rusev reversed it with his own kick. That was freaking awesome. And the way that Nakamura sold it with the flip, I loved it. And then at the end, he went. It was awesome. So Rusev goes for the accolade. Nakamura sneaks behind him, hits the Kinshasa to the back of the head, and then hits him in the front for the win. That was really fun. And I really missed the fact that, I really hope they do more rematches with these guys, and I hope that Rusev does go baby, because this was what a fun match. Great opener. Then we had Bobby Roode and Randy Orton for the U.S. title. Now, I was wondering where they were going to go with this, and Randy Orton did win the U.S. title. It's kind of surprising. I thought they were going to go with Bobby Roode, but, they're holding off. Now, they kind of somewhat teased a Roode heel turn. I'm thinking they might do a triple threat match at WrestleMania. I don't know this to be certain yet. I'm going to check here tomorrow. Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal versus Bobby Roode. So basically, the match was really fun, okay? It started out a little bit slow, kind of a traditional wrestling match, but it picked up near the end. The match was a lot hotter. Randy Orton was awesome. They did a big superplex from the top rope that just went loud as hell. And at the end, what happened was, they're teasing their finishers, and at the end, Bobby Roode comes off the top rope, RKO out of nowhere, 1, 2, 3, clean pin. He becomes the U.S. champion. Jinder Mahal comes out and attacks Randy Orton. And then Bobby Roode saves Randy Orton and hits Jinder Mahal with the big, glorious DDT. And then he lays out Randy Orton. So then he started getting mad. So the whole thing was, Roode lost the title, but he was the last man standing here on top of these guys. So they're probably going to do a three-way at WrestleMania, or maybe even like a 4 or 5-way. I mean, I really don't know. But I guess they're giving Orton the U.S. title because they don't really have anything else for him planned. So it was fine, though. It was okay. they had this backstage vignette with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and you know, Sami Zayn pretty much told him, he said, tonight I'm going to lay down for you, which is actually interesting because that did wind up being a storyline in the match. Naomi and Becky Lynch against Natalya and Carmella. Skip this match. It was okay. You can skip it. Like, it didn't mean anything. It meant nothing. It was all right. Usos versus New Day for the tag belts. Now, this did piss me off. Okay, so if you've been watching WWE, the Usos and the New Day have had these great matches all throughout 2017. Tons of chemistry with these guys. They went in there. They did so many awesome things. And as I'm watching this match, I'm enjoying it. They actually did this match where they were using each other's finishers on each other. I thought that was kind of cool. Like the Usos were using New Day's moves and vice versa. And it was fun. Like, they had so much chemistry. And then what happened was, in the middle of the match, right? I'm sitting here, I'm enjoying the match. I'm okay, we're going to get another great match. You know, it's Kofi and Xavier Woods for this match, by the way, against the Usos. The Bludgeon Brothers come out. Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. And they pretty much beat the crap out of everyone. They beat up not just the guys in the match, but also Big E. Laid out both teams. Now, this was cool, but there were a couple things that irritated me. Number one, I really wanted to see these guys have a definitive finish. I would have liked it more if maybe like somebody had won, then the Bludgeon Brothers came out to lay everybody out. We didn't get that. They interrupted the match. There was no finish, and I was kind of upset because I was getting into it. It was actually, they interrupted the match right when I was getting into it. But they're heels, and we're supposed to boo them. Number two, the beatdown took way too long. They literally did so many things. They did a power bomb on the ring steps to Xavier Woods. They power slammed the Usos on the floor. Rowan did a splash, a double team suplex on Xavier Woods. Like, it took too long, and they did a stretcher job for these guys. So I'm guessing it's going to be a triple threat tag match, maybe a TLC. I don't know what it's going to happen. I don't know what match it's going to be, but it was an angle done to let everybody know that the Bludgeon Brothers are going to be going for the belts at WrestleMania, and you know what? They probably will win them. Then again, maybe not, but I didn't like that it took too long. You could actually fast forward most of this. Some of it was pretty brutal, but it wasn't like super brutal where I have to say, oh man, like, you know, you have to see this. It was fine. It was fine. They had a backstage thing with AJ Styles and Nakamura. AJ was like, I'm going to beat you at WrestleMania. They didn't talk about the New Japan match they had in the Tokyo Dome a few years ago. Well, I thought they would, but they didn't, even though they have on Twitter and whatnot. But AJ lost his temper. He said, okay, no matter what, I'm going to beat you at WrestleMania. So, because, Nakamura was all cocky. Then they had Charlotte Flair and Ruby Riot. Now, this match was, first of all, the crowd was dead. It was a decent match, not what I was really expecting. They had, the Riot Squad out there, Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan. Then Naomi and Becky Lynch came down to even the odds. And then Mike Chioda threw out the baby faces and then the heels, so it became a one-on-one match. There was a spot where I thought that Ruby Riot had actually busted herself open in the corner, and she may have, and maybe I didn't notice it enough. She went into the turnbuckle, then she got speared by Charlotte in the figure eight for the submission, clean win. Charlotte wins, and then Asuka came out, and the crowd went nuts, and then Asuka pointed at the WrestleMania sign. So she has made her decision, like I told you 3 months ago on this channel, the night of the Royal Rumble. I said it. I told you. I said Asuka. It might have been the next night. It was right around then. Asuka versus Charlotte, and that's what it was. And I broke that story first. And I'm not bragging about it. I'm just making sure people are aware, because I have a lot of doubters out there that you heard it here first, and it is happening at WrestleMania. Asuka and Charlotte should be a really, really good match. Can Charlotte break the streak of Asuka? I don't think so, but should be a good one. 6-man main event match, six-way, whatever. AJ Styles, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Baron Corbin, John Cena, Dolph Ziggler. Really liked this match. What made this match great was that because you had 6 guys, it wasn't boring. Like, it was not a boring match. And there was no way for it to be boring because you have good workers in there like Sami, Kevin Owens, AJ. Dolph is obviously a hard worker, even though he never gets his fair share of a push. John Cena was in there. So they had this cool thing where the opening of the match, Cena, hit the attitude adjustment on everybody except AJ. So him and AJ started the match off having their classic feud. Really enjoyed that. They set up some storylines here that I thought were very interesting. The first one they set up was Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. So they had a spot in the match. There was some brutal stuff here. There was pop-up power bombs on Dolph Ziggler. And, oh, yeah, dude, there was this awesome spot where Cena went for the AA and Ziggler reversed it into the Famouser. That was freaking incredible. I love that feud from 2012 as well. They had some good matches, 2013. So, anyways, so there's a spot where Sami Zayn does lay down for Kevin Owens, like he promised him earlier. And Kevin Owens is like unsure of whether to trust him, so he picks him up by the hair. Then Sami Zayn rolls him up. Then they start fighting again. That led to the finish too. They were going at it. But what they set up, and I'm not really sure what the match is going to be, but there was a spot where Shane's on the outside, and then Owens is about to kick Sami Zayn. He moves out of the way and he kicks Shane McMahon. This is basically a redo of the WrestleMania 12 spot with Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, how Bret moved out of the way and Shawn kicked the photographer. If you saw the WrestleMania 12 Iron Man match, you know what I'm talking about. Well, they redid that here, and it was fine. And the thing, there was no Daniel Bryan on the show. They said he was committed to like a family thing or something. But so basically, you know, Shane gets knocked. He gets rocked by the super kick, and then Owens tries to pin Zayn, but Shane breaks it up. And then Zayn tries to pin Owen, and Shane breaks that up. So I'm not sure if they're doing Sami Zayn versus Owens with Shane as the referee, or if they're doing Sami Zayn and Owens against Shane and a partner of his. I'm not entirely sure what they're going to do with that, but this angle with Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn is continuing into WrestleMania. Obviously, they had that Hell in a Cell a few months ago. I did not review that show. I thought it was an okay show, but it was interesting. So they set that up, and then at the end, they had a spot where Cena puts AJ through a table with a huge FU or AA, whatever, and then they're having the finishing sequence, and AJ hits the phenomenal forearm on Kevin Owens after Owens hit Cena with the pop-up powerbomb. He got the 1-2-3, and then after the match, they really played up that Cena's not going to WrestleMania, which is embarrassing because there's no way they're going to let the tippy-top guy of the past 10 years, the dude who sold all this merch, there's no way they're not going to give him a match. I mean, the dude could be in the fucking Andre Battle Royal, dude, and they're going to sit there and try and make us think that he's not going to have a match. Come on, bro. Nobody's stupid enough to believe that he's not having a wrestling match. If you're out there and you really believe that Cena's not wrestling at WrestleMania, you got to really understand what wrestling is, bro. Come on, dog. Come on, bro. Cena, as of right now, is booked against The Undertaker for WrestleMania. They're probably going to shoot that angle tomorrow night on Raw. Maybe even on SmackDown. I don't know. I'm not saying that for certain, but that is the plan as of right now. Rey Mysterio was talked about. He got hurt. Turns out that his injury is not that bad, but as far as I've heard, there's not going to be any Rey for WrestleMania. It's going to be Undertaker. We'll find out for sure tomorrow. There's been talk of Samoa Joe as well. Cena and whoever his opponent will be is going to be booked tomorrow. But like I said, again, on this channel, last year I said that it was going to be Cena and Taker, and that appears to be the plan. And they're just doing all this to kind of throw you off. But Cena will be wrestling at Mania. But at least now we know for certain that AJ and Nakamura for the WWE Championship, SmackDown, of course, the Raw is the Universal, is happening at Mania. So overall, this was a fun show. Okay, I have to give it a thumbs up because the 6-way main event was awesome. There was so much cool shit here. Charlotte and Ruby Riot was okay. The Bobby Roode and Randy Orton and Nakamura Rusev matches were really fun. So thumbs up show. Honestly, a thumbs up show, and I look forward to seeing where the angles go going into Mania. But we have our top matches already set. So, hey, that's the card. Thank you so much for checking out my review. Did you like Fast Lane? Did you not like it? Let me know in the comments, and I will look forward to talking to y'all and reading them, and we'll see where it goes from here. Thank you, and I'll talk to y'all soon.